I can remember a while back where I called to a house where the lady had a son, 4 years of age, sitting on a cushion, 24/7 oxygen. And she was afraid of how she's actually going to pay for that pump in that house. I mean, I left that house in tears, because what do you say to these people? The people that can't afford it are paying the most. You know, they're living in deprivation itself. The elderly, people with disabilities.
What we've said consistently throughout this last 2 years of this crisis is to particular older people who might be worried that they would say that they cut back on their own heat and comfort. No, don't do that. There will be social welfare provisions to make sure that you're able to provide for your basic, most important energy needs, your comfort and your health, and through this difficult time.
My office has been inundated with people who simply cannot afford to pay for their energy costs. They simply cannot afford to pay for their food. It's not just something that's happening in my office, it's happening across the offices across this state. And Minister, I can't actually believe that you said that you're telling people not to go without. Well, believe you me, people are going without. And if you can't understand that at this point in time people are going without, then you don't just have to listen to me. You can listen to Bernardo's, who had a report last week who showed how many parents and families are going without food because they can't pay for their cost of living. So if this is the kind of reality that this government thinks is here at this very moment in time, well, you better start listening to people, because that is not the reality for people on the ground.
And you talk about going to the social welfare, the community welfare officer. Minister, try it. Try it. I challenge you. Because I'm telling you now, it's not the experience of people. They will get some support, but if you go back again and again and again, you will get no support. The Minister and this government are good at self-congratulations, but not one of them addressed the issues of the countless number of deputies on this side of the House who give example after example after example of bills not in the hundreds of euros, but bills that are over €1,000 for families that are absolutely crippled as a result of energy costs. Not one of the ministers who spoke on that side of the House gave an explanation as to why Eamon Ryan, as Minister, refused the reform of the wholesale market that would have driven down prices, and only has done so belatedly when the European Commission is forcing that forward. No one on that side of the House explained to any of us why the Minister for Finance, Paschal Donoghue, opposed a windfall tax on the profits of those energy companies for months on months. He argued against at a committee, he argued it in parliamentary questions, and only when the European Commission came in belatedly at last year is the government forced to make a U-turn on this here. The reason for this, the reason why those positions were adopted, is the same reason that this government tonight is refusing to step in and support the families who are hard-pressed with crippling bills in terms of electricity, and that is because they have abandoned these people. They are on the side of the energy companies, and they have taken the wrong side in this debate. There is solutions. The government can and must act. As I said, right across Europe, member states are doing exactly as what Sinn Féin are calling on this government to do. They are coming in with a cap. They're giving their citizens certainty in relation to the price that will be cut in electricity. And that is something that was allowed by the European Commission as far back as March 2022.